What's up guys, Chris here with another unboxing and initial impressions videos. This time, as you can probably tell from the title, this is the FNX pistol, which I got from ebairsoft.com. They had a pretty good deal on it. This is the black version, and I got it for $173 with shipping included. So if we compare that to the normal price, which is usually at the $225 mark, if I were to pay shipping on top of that, say $35, and then 30% taxes and import duties, I think that would have come to a total of $335. So this one I got for $173, shipped, delivered. I didn't have to pay any taxes or import duties, so great deal for me. Let's go ahead and open it up. Have your standard, let's see, I'll just keep it flat to keep the reflections out, but kind of your typical Cybergun deal here. They like to put the FPS with 0.12 gram BBs, and with 0.2s it's supposedly 328 FPS, 1 joule. Distance about around 40 meters. It's 200 millimeters long, 950 grams, and holds 25 BBs according to the specs. Now, opening up the box, I got this European notice about airsoft guns. I don't care. But look at this. Hard plastic molded inlay. Not a big fan of that. It just feels very cheap for some reason. Although I will say both the pistol and the additional backstrap came in plastic bags, very heavy duty plastic bags, so it was well protected, I'll say that. Let's take out the gun, take out the backstrap. There's no manual in here, so that's what you get, pistol and a spare backstrap. Where do we begin with this thing? Ever since the tan one was announced, I've been interested in this model because it just looks badass. I mean, I don't think there's any other pistol out there that's more tactical than the FNX 45 Tactical, with the got your tactical magazine bumper, interchangeable backstraps, ambidextrous magazine release, ambidextrous safety, ambidextrous slide catch, slide release. You have your raised silencer ready sights. You have an Rmr, kind of Rmr ready. I'll talk about that in a bit. And of course the extended threaded and thread protected outer barrel. So those are pretty good selling points in my mind, or at least, you know, what makes this gun pretty unique on the market. I will say, however, that I've been kind of trash talking this gun right from the start, and I think the first thing that was that when this first hit the Asian shops, it was listed at around, I can't remember if it was $140 or $160. Then all of a sudden, like not even 5 days later, all of the shops had bumped up the price to $225, which is a pretty significant increase from the original 160 or thereabouts. And the what's it called? Like, the theory that people have behind that is this is made by VFC, licensed by Cybergun, distributed by Cybergun. So people have been theorizing that VFC released it to shops at a price point where they could sell it for $140 or $160 and make money off of it. And then somehow Cybergun bullied them into bumping the price to $225 to get a bigger profit. So that in itself is a pretty pretty negative first impression for a pistol, and also the fact that Cybergun aren't involved at all in the making of this makes it a little bit less attractive, because in case you're not familiar, Cybergun is not very well liked in the airsoft market. They're kind of douchebags, to be honest. They buy cheap low-end guns, put or license it, and bump up the price to ridiculous levels. The second big negative point on this is the Rmr capability of this gun. Cybergun, when promoting this before the release, they had really beautiful photos. There was an Rmr sight on. It was co-witnessed, where the 3-dot sights align perfectly with the dot in the red dot. Turns out, first guy who bought it and posted online says that, well, you know what, guys, it doesn't take an RMR. I don't know. He wasn't retarded. He didn't sound like, I don't know why I did that. But so basically, I'm not going to remove the plate in this video, but you remove these 2 screws, and under here there are 2 more holes where the RMR is supposed to go, which is then sort of drilled into the blowback unit housing. However, there is like no standard RMR sight on the market that directly attaches to those 2 holes. So right out of the box, when this was released, you could not mount an RMR sight on there, and that was a big disappointment for a lot of people, myself included, especially since the Cybergun had advertised it as being RMR capable and showing pictures of it. However, after a couple of weeks or maybe months, some third-party companies came out with an adapter plate, which means you remove this cover here, put the plate on in the holes that are available, and then the RMR sight attaches to the plate. I think there are like 3 or maybe 4 plate adapters for this, and I think the, let's see if I can, I think the Azumith, can't remember if it's the Azumith or Azura Dynamics plate that gives you the lowest profile. But basically with that adapter you can mount pretty much any replica RMR sight on here, so that's good. Let's see, what else have I been trash talking about? Yeah, one of the things that I immediately, upon release of the photos of this thing, I do not like the markings very much. They are accurate to the real one, but the slide is a cast aluminum or pot metal slide, which means the markings appear rather soft-ish. They look pretty good on this black one. I think the main ones that I have a problem with are the one on the right hand side. Yeah, sorry about that, there's some dirt in there. But on the real one, these are about half as thick and probably a little bit deeper than they are shown up here. But to be honest, you know, it might be my mind playing tricks on me, but I think on the black one they look a little bit better because of the it's sort of an optical illusion where it's less contrasty compared to the tan one, so that might be why. But also looking at the serrations, I mean, they're decent, but you can tell that this is molded. It's not CNC finished at all, from what I can tell. Let's see, what else? People right from the start reported issues with the double action trigger pull, which I experienced yesterday when I was playing with it. Let's see. It doesn't happen all the time. It happened to me a couple of times. Basically, when you do a full double action trigger pull, the hammer gets stuck in the half cock position instead of striking the hammer internals. And I think also people had issues with the right hand side slide release button not working properly. However, on my black model, which I just got yesterday, it's working just fine, as is the left one. Left side magazine release, right side magazine release. You got your left side decocker, works. When you decock it, it goes into half cocked, and same on that side. So for me, all of the ambidextrous controls work perfectly. Okay, what else can we cover? Yeah, so let's see, the Rmr problem, Cybergun involvement, and the price raise or price jacking that they did kind of put me off. I couldn't really justify buying this for $225 US. So when eBay Airsoft, this just came out, the black version, eBay Airsoft had a great deal, $173 shipped. I immediately took advantage of that opportunity and ordered one. So I'm actually happy that I did. The other thing I want to mention is I was at a local store where they had this on display, and I was able to handle it a little bit, play with slide and the controls. The first thing I noticed, like within 5 to 10 seconds of just holding it in my hand, my palms physically hurt from the grip texturing. It's very aggressive. However, again, I don't know if this is my mind playing tricks on me, but this black one, I would kind of imagine that they have softened up to the textured spikes on here, because even though I can feel it, it's not hurting my hand holding it, and I can grip it tight. The main point that kind of hurts is this ridge here and the first row of the grip panel itself. But it feels decent. So the other concern I had why I didn't buy it is it looks extremely large and intimidating when you look at pictures of it. However, once I handled it in the local store, I realized that it's a big gun, but the grip itself is not that bad. It's Beretta-like in the size and feel to it, although this has flat sides, whereas the Beretta has a little bit of curve to it. So having handled it at a local store, when that deal came up, I just had to go ahead and buy it. Like I said, I've been interested in it from the start. So let's take a closer look. Let me just wipe down my sweaty prints. So on the slide itself, you have 45 ACP, FNX 45 Tactical. You have the FNH logo on the slide. You also have the FNH logo on the grip. On the reverse side, you have stainless steel marking, FNH USA, Fredericksburg, Virginia, made in USA. And you also have a pretty cool serial number plate down here. It's laser edged. From what I can tell, it's a little bit smudged. Looks better on my viewfinder than it does in real life. I think if you maybe rub this off with some rubbing alcohol, you might be able to get it a little bit nicer. What else? Yeah, we have some markings on the what's it called? The chamber of the barrel, and also a cool little feature on the extractor, which is a separate piece. You have the loaded chamber indicator marking. It's not functional like when you have BBs in, but at least there's a red mark protruding to simulate that it's live, so to speak. Dropping the magazine, extremely shiny, stainless steel chrome finish. You have a fake weld seam at the back, and kind of a unique feature for this is that the fill valve is at the top, possibly because they wanted to add this tactical bumper to it, and I could imagine that being a little bit difficult to keep in place and having the fill valve down here, so that's perhaps why they did that. I believe, yeah, what did the box say? 26 rounds or something. Again, from what I've heard from other people using this, the magazine is pretty big, thanks to the big grip. So you get about 2 full fills of BBs from this. It comes with the, I believe this is the medium profile. Let's see, FN has 4 different backstraps for this. This is the medium backstrap installed. Then you have the slim backstrap. And the real one also comes with 2 of the same sizes, but with this type of texturing on the back. And to replace, or change out the backstrap, you put a pin in this little hole, pull down, and it comes off, and you can insert this one. Funny thing about the backstrap is that they're plastic rubberized kind of materials. So one of the things that I found when I tried this at the local store was that the controls felt a little bit, I'm not really sure what the right word is, kind of, I guess, flimsy, like a little bit loose and non-responsive, perhaps. And again, I'm not sure if I'm imagining things or if it's because I actually bought this that I want to make it look better, but everything feels pretty decent on this. Hammer, full cock, half cock, trigger pull. I will say though that the single action trigger pull, you have a little bit of take up and there's a little bit of travel, but there is no noticeable break in the trigger itself. On the front of the barrel, you have a pretty nicely machined thread protector. I do believe that this is 16mm clockwise, I believe. And in the, let's see, which light can I point in it? Well, none of the lights are giving me, but you can kind of tell that there's fake rifling in here, which is a nice feature. So the suppressor that I want for this, which is typical for the FNX model, is the Osprey 45 caliber silencer, which is an 8-inch big rectangular silencer. Unfortunately, Ace One Arms that produced that silencer previously when the tan one was released, they no longer have the black silencer available. I sent them an email asking if it's going to be available again, and they kind of said no, but I think they would be stupid to not produce it with the release of the black FNX pistol. Quick look at the sights. They are simulated tritium sights. You have the white dots on the outer edge, and the inside there's no tritium, no glow thingies, but they're actually hollowed out. So when you point this, if you have light coming from your target plane, so to speak, there's going to be light coming back through the holes, making them appear much brighter and sharper. And I really like that. I noticed that yesterday when I was sitting in front of the TV playing with this gun, that the sights were actually pretty nice. Some people have purchased real tritium vials and poked out the white ones and inserted the tritium in the sights. Something that I'm thinking about doing myself. What else? Yeah, what I found is, other than the trigger kind of getting stuck in half cock, it only happened 2 times so far. The other thing is the mag release. Well, of course it worked perfectly right there, but I've had issues with the magazine kind of sticking in the mag well. It seems to be more prominent when using the left-hand side button, but on the left side it's pretty smooth. Also, when inserting the magazine, there's not really a clear clicking noise. Put it up to the microphone. It's more of a thud than anything. So, but again, being a tactical operator, you would insert the magazine like this. Hopefully I didn't break the nozzle there, but so that's probably not a big deal. What else? Well, I don't know what else to say about this. I'm pretty happy that I bought it, for sure. There's going to be a Project RS case getting started with this. The real one comes in a nylon heavy-duty carry case, and it has a little pocket of nylon covering the muzzle, keeping it in place. Has a strap around there, and then down here we have a pocket for spare back straps, the adapter plate, and some hex keys. Then there's two spare magazines, and then there's a pocket for the Osprey silencer. And then in the top lid there's an insert for documentation and so forth. So FNH USA actually sell the case for about $60, I believe, and the back straps for different models are $5 each. So the pistol case is out of stock right now. I put myself on the restock alert list, and hopefully when that gets in stock, I'll be able to find someone in the States to assist me with buying those, because they don't ship internationally. Here's what it looks like from the top. Bottom, left side, back, right side, and front. The other thing that I kind of felt negatively about is the actual racking of the slide. You can hear though that it has a really nice sound to it when the slide goes into battery, but the slide feels a little bit sluggish in the action when you rack it manually. People have told me that when actually shooting it, it's not an issue, but what I found, that's most likely the cause for some of the sluggishness, is there's this really thick grease, Vaseline looking gunk all over the gun. Got it on the slide, got it on the rails, even on the right side, what's it called, slide catch. So I'll be doing a full strip down and clean of this, and possibly putting in a stronger recoil spring. Speaking of the slide catch, here's something that I noticed. Let's see if it does it here. Right. So if you want to, I don't have the magazine right now, but let's say you've run out of BBs, put in a fresh magazine, and you try to power stroke it. Notice how I'm pushing the slide back, and the slide catch does not go down. That is because if I pull up on the slide catch, look what happens on the left hand side. Boing! So that's pinched. I think it might be the spring or the actual arm that's pushing the slide catch into the frame, making it stick. So either I'll try bending it outwards a little bit to fix that. It has worked sometimes for me, but definitely not all the time. The other thing that I noticed that I haven't seen before, I was told this was introduced in the second batch of the tan model, is that there's a laser engraving here in the ejection port saying licensed by FN Herstal. And I do believe that is laser engraved. I'll be trying to rub it off with some nail polish removal. Failing that, I have a, what are they called? Birchwood touch-up pen that I'll try to cover it up with. But overall, so far, I'm pleased with this. I'm glad I bought it, and I take back some of the hate that I've given to this gun. It's actually not that bad. But the main problem here is that if it was sold at $140 or $160 that it was originally, it's a good gun. It's a good deal. Bumping it up to $225, that's a asshole move on Cybergun's part. That's too much for what this is and how it feels, in my opinion. But if you like the FNX model and you want it, this is your only option right now. So pay up or don't buy it, I guess. So yeah, that's the unboxing and initial impressions of the Cybergun / unofficially VFC FNH or FNX 45 tactical gas blowback pistol black model. And yeah, I'll wrap up the video there. We're at about 28-minute mark, so I think that's enough for this. And like I said, this is a 30-minute initial impressions video. I'll be again hopefully doing a full Roverview, as I will call them, where we take a look more in detail of the specific parts and functions, close-ups, and a little bit about how it functions and so forth. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Remember, subscribe somewhere down there, maybe. Like, thumbs up, maybe here. Share, probably there. And in the description at the bottom, there are links to all of the sites that you can find me on. So go ahead and click on those as well. That's it for now. The FNX Tactical. Oh yeah, very nice, yeah. Like Borat would have said. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.